Hey everybody, it's Sharvette Mitchell, and I am jumping on your timeline. It's Thursday, Throwback Thursday edition here, and I want to talk about MySpace. Do you remember MySpace? Well, the topic tonight is what MySpace taught me about business. We're going to jump into it right after this quick intro. All right. Hello again from all of those that are coming on in across the world. Wide web. Hey, Periscope, I see you. Pump it, give me some hearts. Hey, those that are watching us from YouTube, and certainly all across Facebook, my personal page, my business page, and my Facebook group. Hey, girl, hey. And so I am jumping in on your timeline right now because I want to talk about very quickly this topic, what MySpace taught me about business. Hashtag Throwback Thursday. Hashtag Throwback Thursday. Let me greet a couple of people. Hey, Erica Lynn, coming on in. Hey, girl. Hey, Patricia. Thank you so much for being here. All right. And so, I know that Facebook is building up my audience and sending out notifications to tell you to come watch and check out, and also Periscope and also YouTube. And so let me introduce myself because I know a lot of you may not know who I am, especially if somebody that's watching is sharing this onto their pages. So I'm Sharvette Mitchell, and I work with female entrepreneurs and a few lucky men to help them build their online platforms and personal brands so that they generate more revenue with an amazing online brand. And I do that in a couple of ways, with one-on-one consulting and group coaching, also web design services. You might be familiar with me because of the Sharvette Mitchell radio show. And I have an amazing Facebook group. Hey, girl, hey. A bunch of my community members are joining. If you are joining from my Facebook group, just type hey, girl, hey in the message. And so this is a Throwback Thursday at the airing and the time of this segment. It is a Thursday. And I started thinking about, and it actually popped up in my memories about MySpace. And so let me know. Hey, Sharon, thank you so much for popping in. Let me know in the comments, wherever you are, if you had a MySpace page. Do y'all remember MySpace? Are y'all too young? Those that are watching and are y'all too young? Did you have a MySpace page? Comment wherever you are. If you're in YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, say yes if you had a MySpace page. And so I started thinking about MySpace because, of course, we're in this Throwback Thursday, and I posted on my Facebook page about MySpace. And so there are three things, actually, I want to share with you guys that MySpace taught me about business. There are three things that MySpace taught me about. Okay, so here we got a youngin. Tony Winston said, nope, she started with Facebook. All right. Well, we'll give you that. Well, for those of you who are saying, I don't know what a MySpace is, really, MySpace was the original social media platform that started all of this. And so I started thinking about MySpace because really it was the start. And so there are three things I want to share with you, and then I'm going to get out your way. This was like a quick, hey, let me just come on and have a conversation. And thank you for all those that are coming in and all those that are sharing and all of that good stuff. Listen, I see your comments coming in. MySpace was cool. Erica said, yes, MySpace was cool. Patricia said she wanted one, but my kids wouldn't help me set up one, wouldn't help me get one. And then Shannon, hey, yep, sure did have a MySpace page. So let me jump into the three things here. The first thing that MySpace taught me about business was is that the notion of 6 degrees of separation has become 2 degrees. Now, let me explain this because some of you may or may have not heard of this notion of 6 degrees of separation. It's not scientific. It's not, proven, but there's a notion out there that we are all just 6 people, 6 connections away from everyone else in the world. That's the notion. That's the thing. You can go Google it, 6 degrees of separation, that we are all only 6 connections or 6 people away from anybody else in the world. Well, here's the thing. Here's what MySpace MySpace taught me way back when that has now, because of social media, been cut down to 2. Let me give you a prime example. I started my talk radio show, the Sharvette Mitchell radio show, 12 years ago, and MySpace was a huge place that I hung out at, promoted the show, and I was able to get guests. This is the example of 6 degrees of separation now being only 2 degrees of separation. I was able to secure and book someone like Thelma from Good Times, Bernadette Stannis, because on her MySpace page was her booking information. Her booking contact at the time was Von Vito. He's still a friend of mine on Facebook. That then got me to her manager. Her husband booked her on my show. This is what we are dealing with. This is the space. Now, that was MySpace. Now, think about all of the social media we have with Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Anybody that you are trying to get connected to, social media has cut down this 6 degrees of separation down to 2. You have access. The gates are open and all that good stuff. Yes, Pastor Kathleen said, I used MySpace back in the day. Thank you for not being ashamed. Hey, Rosie, loved MySpace. Listen, Rosie, I tried to look up my page before this because I was going to screen share if my page was still out there. And it looks like they have done some other things and gotten rid of the old pages. So I wasn't able to find it. If you're just popping in, hey, we're talking about, this is a quick Throwback Thursday edition of hanging out here with Sharvette on YouTube and Periscope and Facebook. And I'm talking about, there's 3 things I want to highlight that MySpace taught me about business. All right. MySpace taught me about business. So welcome if you're coming on in and let us know in the comments if you had a MySpace page. Don't be ashamed. So the first thing that MySpace taught me was that this notion, and again, if you haven't heard of 6 degrees of separation, go Google it. But the notion is that we are 6 people or 6 connections away from anybody else in the world. Now, in the space of social media, and as the example I gave, I was able to get to Thelma from Good Times, Bernadette Stannis, simply from her MySpace page. That has been cut down to 2. So anyone that you are trying to connect with, you can do it. You can do it. And who is this conversation really about? Who is this for that I'm talking to tonight? I'm talking to those of you that are thought leaders, those of you that are established in your business. You might be a real estate agent, a therapist, an accountant. You might be a masseuse. You might be a dentist. You might be a lawyer. You might have a cleaning agency, and you are wondering if you should spend any time or spend more time with social media. So I'm hoping after this conversation, you will be enlightened to think that, yes, you should. All right, here's the second thing, and this alludes to what I posted on my Facebook page, those of you that are on Facebook, on my personal page earlier today. Here's what MySpace taught me about business. Advertising works. Advertising works. So my first 2 paying customers, let me make a distinction. My first 2 paying customers were from MySpace. I put that on my page. That one was a person from a gentleman from Dallas, Texas. The second one was an aspiring gospel artist, newbie artist from Arkansas. They saw a little advertising post that I put on my MySpace page. How many? We're talking about 11 years ago. Went to my website because the MySpace led them to my website. Contacted me and said, hey, I saw your advertising, your little post on MySpace, and I want to get a website. Here's the thing. Advertising still works. Advertising works. And the proof of that is, some of you might be sitting thinking, well, people around me aren't buying my stuff, or I don't really have the support that I need. But if you embrace this age of social media that we are in, again, these things I learned back, I was an early adopter back with MySpace. But if you embrace that, you can advertise, you can take the reins of advertising your brand and advertising your business and your organization. And the advertising does work. Advertising does work. Hey, mom. Hey, girl. Hey. Yes, Rita is saying she never had a MySpace page. Okay, that's okay. All right. Some people had it and some people didn't. If you're popping in, hey, I'm Sharvette Mitchell. I work with female entrepreneurs and a few lucky men to help them build their online platforms so that they generate more revenue with an amazing online brand and personal brand. And I do that with one-on-one consulting and group coaching and web design services. And you might know me from the Sharvette Mitchell radio show. I invite you to a complimentary meet and greet call. If you're listening and you're saying, ooh, I haven't been thinking about my social media in this way. I haven't even been thinking about advertising and how to get more eyes onto what I'm doing. Just go to callsharvette.com. I have some consultations available, meet and greets that you can grab. And so we're talking about what MySpace taught me. Again, many moons ago. Listen, this is Throwback Thursday. So I had this thought around MySpace because it's Throwback Thursday. All right. So the first thing I said was that 6 degrees of separation is now 2 degrees. If you don't know what 6 degrees of separation is, homework assignment, go Google it. The second thing that MySpace taught me about business was that advertising works. You have to let people know what you are offering. And social media is one of the great ways. It is not the only part of your marketing plan. There are various elements of a marketing plan. But listen, ladies and gentlemen that are watching, it is a huge driver for you if you think about it that way. And you've got to have the mindset. Here's a mindset shift. You got to have a mindset that it does work. Here's the third and final thing that I want to talk about. And then I'm getting off of your timelines. What are y'all watching on this Thursday night? Let me know in the comments what you're going to be watching. Here's the third and final thing that MySpace taught me about business. This is hashtag Throwback Thursday edition going on here. Your business and your industry evolves. Hey, Tracy, thanks for popping in and joining us. Your business and the industry evolve. Let's think about this. MySpace, for those of you that were on it, it was really the first social media thing. I mean, this is where we got addicted. This is where we spent hours. I'm gonna testify. I spent hours scrolling on MySpace, and that was the first really like addiction to social media. But where is MySpace now? Where is MySpace now? Okay, I see. Thank you. Rita says she's gonna be watching HGTV. Where is MySpace now? What happened that we would have a Facebook who came in closely after MySpace, still have Twitter, still have Instagram, still have LinkedIn, which is more of a professional networking. You've got other things that popped up. What happened that MySpace is not still here? Because there's still space for everybody. Somewhere along the way, someone or something did not evolve. So ladies and gentlemen, your business should evolve because guess what? Your industry evolves. Your business and your industry evolve. So if you're offering the same thing that you offered 3 years ago and you haven't touched it, it's time for you to look at the evolution of what you are doing. Your industry and your business should evolve. And so somewhere along the lines with MySpace, maybe the leadership of MySpace, they didn't evolve quick enough. I think they tried to shift and go towards the artist side. I don't know if there are any artists in here. They tried to shift and do the music thing, but it just doesn't. And you can still go to MySpace now. It just doesn't look like there's a lot going on. But somewhere along the line, there wasn't an evolution, and you have to evolve. Your industry will evolve. Your business has to evolve. And look at Facebook. Now we can complain and say Facebook always changing stuff. Instagram always changing stuff. But what do? They constantly evolve so that they keep our attention and keep us here on the platform. So what are ways that you can evolve in your business and evolve with your industry? And if those are types of questions that you're kind of getting stuck at, in particular around your marketing and your visibility, you should jump on a call with me. Call Sharvette.com. Jump on a call with me. Call Sharvette.com. Yes, and I'm seeing some comments that are coming in. Absolutely, this pandemic has literally forced live theater to enter a process of reinventing itself. Creatives have to change their mindset. Good. Yes, for creative artists. I love that comment. And this happened because of the pandemic. But guess what? MySpace didn't face a pandemic. And what happened that either leadership or however they were structured, they are now no longer a viable social media platform when they started all of this. They were the ones that started it. So the only point I want to leave you here with is that evolve. Make sure your business evolves, your service and your products evolve, because guess what? The industry is evolving. All right, I'm going to be jumping off your timeline right now. If you just popped in really quick, I talked about what MySpace taught me about business. This is a Throwback Thursday edition. One is that 6 degrees of separation is now 2 degrees of separation. Advertising works. That's where I got my first paying customers. So if you let people know you have something, somebody's going to buy and pay for it. And that also your business and industry evolves, and you should evolve too. All right, I am jumping off your timeline. Thank you so much. Yep, thank you, Erica, for that recap. My business is evolving to include strategies, so you have to stay on top of it. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, I invite you guys to a complimentary call, Sharvette.com, and I'll be seeing you later. Thanks for all those that shared the broadcast. I appreciate you. Have a great Throwback Thursday. Bye.